I feel like I really did avert a pretty big disaster here. Well, hey there. So in today's video, I want to kind of do an update on some of the mods and upgrades and some of the other changes that I've made to the rig since moving into it, and do a little RV tour as well. If you're new to the channel and want to see what's going on here, I'm in a 2021 Entegra 37RB. It's an Accolade, Entegra Accolade Super C, and I'll go over through the features and stuff, but I wanted to try and take you through a couple things. First off, TPMS, Tire Pressure Monitoring System. So right now I'm using the Tire Minder system, and the Tire Minder system, it's like one of the best ones that's on the market. It consists of the main control panel and then a relay. And I hadn't really used a relay for, well, I don't know, ever. And what would happen is when I was at a campground and I would leave, everything would be fine. There'd be no issues. But then maybe an hour or two down the line, things started to beep, and everything seemed to start beeping all at once, and it was lost sensors or whatever, mostly to the Jeep, because the Jeep is way over here on one side, and then I'm way, you know, that's a good 50, 60 feet maybe. So I can understand that, but there is a relay that I just never hooked up. But I finally got that set up, and it took care of a lot of my issues as far as sensors, but there were two that were still bad. And I just thought that I didn't maybe do the sensors or didn't install the extender right or something. But when I thought about it further, the two that were really bad were on the rear tires on the inside, the dualies. And what happened on those is I put on a valve extender. But look at what I found. So this here is on my driver's side, and this is the outside tire, and it's got the TPMS system on it. And then if you didn't know, the inside one is always on the exact opposite side of the outside one. So that's where the inside one, and then that's the outside, and the inside is in the exact opposite, and you can see it just kind of like right up in there. Is I bought these valve extenders online on Amazon. So I stick this right through the hole, twist it up, and now I have access to my tire minder to be able to fill things up in there. Well, here's a problem. When I took this off, because I was wondering I needed to do some maintenance on it, I saw this. And this, it looks like it's kind of been like pushed in a little bit. And it's the same on the other side. I couldn't figure that out. So then I went to go to the valve extender, and then I saw this right here. And you can see it's, hold on. You can see it's kind of chipped away. And that's not supposed to be that way. That wasn't like that. So what was happening is, as this was here, this started rubbing against that right there. And as a result of that, when I connected this to get new air, it was coming out of a little hole that was here. So this is the one from the driver's side, and this is the one from the passenger side. So they were both doing it. This one on the driver's side is a little worse than the other, but when I put air in it, air was leaking right out of this space here. So these are not going to work. These are no good. So these have got to go. And if you have these, great idea, but I think the right solution, and I'll probably do this later, is actually getting a valve extender that's built straight into the tire as opposed to these little add-ons or something like that. It's just, it's not, they're just not reliable. Okay, so I'm under the rig right now, and I just connected it straight into the tires there, but I was in a really bad way here. My pressure was down to like 35 or 40 PSI. It's supposed to be at 100. And one of the problems that, obviously, it was a sensor issue, so there was definitely a small leak happening in my inside tires, but because it was a small leak and the TPMS wasn't capturing it, it got down really, really low. Oh, by the way, I'm laying down right now underneath the rig, and then I just saw this. This is my mud flap, and I was like, why is it all like whatever? And I started messing with it. It's only being held on by that one bolt now. All these other ones have come off. So I'm either gonna have to fix this, or I'm just gonna have to pull this stuff out, because I don't want that falling off while I'm driving either. I guess it goes to show that you really need to get under your rig every once in a while and just check on things. You never know what's happening underneath. All right, I'm at 50, almost 50 PSI. I need a cruise control on this handle here. What do they say, work smart, not hard? Well, I found a cruise control. Some bungee cords. Let me check the mud flaps over here. Mud flaps, same thing. It's broken down here, and it's loose up there. We're at 90, almost there. Okay, so a couple things on this TPMS stuff and the tire monitoring system. First off, when it comes to your tires, you can't think of them as a single component, as in tires. You have to think of them as 4 or even 6 or however many tires you have, each as an individual unit. Just because one is fine doesn't mean the others are fine. They all should be wearing at about the same pace. What do I need to worry about the inside ones? Well, there's always something weird that's happening on the inside tires, and it just so happened the valve extenders that I put onto it just started eating away at that, and because that, it created a very slow leak. The TPMS monitors couldn't pick up the signal. I thought they couldn't pick up the signal just because I didn't install the booster antenna. You know, when things go wrong, it's not one thing that causes one thing to go wrong. It's a series of things that happen that create a problem. And it just so happened that this could have been the series of issues that I was dealing with that would have caused a pretty significant tire blowout. So regular maintenance, monthly checks, even if you think everything is good, is still so vitally important. I feel like I really did avert a pretty big disaster here. Okay, so I just got the other sensor on, and it's showing 97 PSI. I wanted to get to 100, but that's much better than the 30 or something where it was at. All 4, 6, 8, all of my tires, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, including the Jeep, hooked up. And it's just this one that's just a little short. But then we go into the Jeep and everything's checking out. It took about an hour to get everything done, and just having it checked out is a big load off my mind. Okay, you know, I was saying earlier there's an extender, a range extender. Let me show you how I hooked that up. The instruction manual said that the range extender should be placed somewhere ideally in the rear of the rig. It gave some different options as far as places that it could go. But what I found is a spot. This is the generator, and this is my range extender that I just zip tied to this railing here, and I connected it to the battery section of the generator. Right back there is where the batteries from the chassis, I just connected straight into there, ran the cables and connected to here. So now I have a good balance of getting the signal from the receiver at the front of the rig all the way to the Jeep in the back, and it's worked out well so far. And now that I got all my signals working, I hope when I leave tomorrow, I'm doing a shorter trip tomorrow. It'll be a short enough ride where I can really see if all these changes are gonna be fruitful. All right, let's look at a couple other mods that I've done to the outside of the rig real quick. I pulled these out. What this was doing is, in this back container here, this was in here, kind of just covering up all this. And I was like, why would I need this to protect these wires? They're starting to come up. So I just taped all these wires up and out of the way, and you can see where these were. This was all covered right here. So I only had access to this lower port unless I whatever. So I just pulled this out, and now I need to make sure that these stay up and out of the way, obviously. But now I have access to all this extra room. Same thing with this right here. And I know they're designed to protect the tanks or protect you from, you know, maybe damaging something or something, but it really created a bottleneck, hold on things. So this here was covering up right here. And by eliminating that one, I had access, this is I think one of the gray tanks, have access to all this room to be able to maximize my efficiency and stuff. So going along the outside of the driver's area, I don't think I've made many upgrades since my last video. I'll show you this. This is the wet bay. I found that putting in these blue shop towels are so much better than just normal paper towels. I put a couple sensor lights back here in the motion sensors because I always keep those handy. Right here in my front bay, this is new. I've been doing a lot more boondocking. I've got three 3-gallon drinking water jugs that I use when I'm boondocking. And then I've got 4 of these 5-gallon water jugs. All these are full of fresh water, drinking water, and it really extends the range of my boondocking skills. It really does just create a huge advantage of being out and about for long periods of time. And in case my gray tank gets filled, I think I showed this, but let me walk over here real quick. I mentioned this in my Burning Man video, but when I was in Reno and we left Burning Man, somebody left this at the dumpster at the Grand Sierra Resort. This is a big old Greywater tank. So we fixed that up, and now I carry that with me. Haven't had to use it yet, but I know that at one point I probably will. Oh, and here's another little pro tip that I use. When I'm pulling into a campsite and it might be a little tight, you know, you have to always kind of maneuver so that you're close to the electrical box, or you're close to power, or you're close to whatever, but you don't know how long your slides are. So I know my slides are 3 feet, I know, but in a different area, if I just wanted to real quick see if I have room, these doors here, my slide doors, if I open the one up, you see how they're about a little bit longer than the slide. So I'll open my slide door, and if my side door clears the trees or whatever obstacle I'm looking at, I know my slide will clear it, no problem. If my door fits, then I'm good to go. Let's see, in this compartment, again, I've got all my slinky hoses stuff. I've never used it because I have my macerator pump, heated water hose, propane tanks, my step stools, suitcase in case I needed, a couple of ladders. I have a 3-step stool, and I also have a telescoping ladder to be able to get up onto the roof, which I've never done yet. Over here, cat toys, my Xantrax inverter, and I think you may have seen the lithium battery upgrade that I did up in here before. So I have 4 100 amp hour Battleborn lithium batteries. I need solar, and I think I might need more batteries, but who knows. And then right here, I've always got extra blue def, safety cones, leveling blocks, and then my green tar. I have them cut this to size so that it goes straight through this pass-through all the way around. Let's go take a look. So what I did is I measured this space here, and I had them cut me this rug with the grass to fit exactly in this space right here. So I know it'll just fit perfect. So that just goes right up on the center, and I pull it in and pull it out as needed. I'm coming down the side here on the passenger side now. Just more toolboxes, my lights, boat hooks, seesaws, just a bunch of stuff. I need to really kind of figure out a better way to do this. So I have my tables and chairs right there, and then in this one I've got some awnings, my fire pit, bike locks, stuff like that. This is an extra grass. This is a 2-foot section or 2.5-foot section, I think, that they just gave me because it was the end of the roll. So they gave that to me for free, which was really nice. So I use that for small things. Right here, still my propane tank, my Blackstone griddle, my black griddle still stand, and barbecue accessories. I don't know if you've ever seen the engine. It's on the Freightliner S2RV chassis. It's got the Cummins diesel engine in here, so engine filled transmission fluid. I just checked the oil, which we are all good on. And then down here on the other side, coolant, wiper fluid, which I need more of. What I really enjoy about the Freightliner chassis and the Super Cs is everything is accessible to be able to be worked on either by yourself or by any mechanic with Freightliner, pretty much anywhere. It is a great, easy system to be able to work on and maintenance. Okay, so let's go up and take a look at some of the upgrades I did in the cab, because when I look up here, oh, okay, well, I guess I won't be able to show you what I've done up here because somebody feels like they need to sleep in my chair. So we'll come back to that. We'll start in the back and we'll work our way forward so that the cat can have his rest. Okay, so as far as the changes that I've made in the bathroom, in the back nothing's really changed except I moved the cat litter box. That was something that everyone talked about, and then the food dish. And I put their water fountain right here. One thing interesting, this plug right here will work off the inverter, whereas the one in the bathroom will not. So by just leaving it here with the little mat to be able to capture everything, all the water and stuff, it's always on. I just need to move it on drive days. And then my rig has the washer and dryer right here. Oh, I got some towels ready to be washed up and folded. Let me show you something in here. This is one of my closets where I have all my hanging clothes and certain jackets. And then down here, I bought these drawers. They fit directly in between. They're modular, so they're stackable. So in here, I bought 2 of the smaller ones, and this is where I keep, well, you can read it. Scarves, gloves, beanies, winter stuff if I ever just need to grab a quick beanie or hat or something. And here's all my charging units for like the bike, the scooter, when I need to get access to my charging stations real quick. And then up here is just more other bins. My neckties, I don't think I've worn a necktie in ages. But then over here, I've got bigger ones. So again, here's my towels and extra stuff, microfiber towels. So I got these two things at the Container Store. Again, they're modular, they're stackable, and they're expensive. I want to say these are like 40 bucks each, and the other ones were like $35 each. But you could stack them and go higher if you wanted to. So what I did is I put these in here, and I just used the command strip hooks, the double-sided command strip, and so they're in there, and they fit perfectly right between the guides here and this, so the drawer will just pop right open, and it was a perfect size. And then just up on top right now is just kind of a hodgepodge of jackets, more room, and then up here I put the I forget what you call it, the little thingies that you put in the front windows for privacy, because I don't really use those anymore. So I got one of those sunshades up here behind the TV. You guys know I like storage bins, so I got all my storage stuff set up right up in here, along with other things, just basic work stuff. And that's pretty much it. Hi, baby. Wanna say hi? If you haven't seen it, my magnets are growing. I had to stop a little bit and slow down on what I was buying, because if I just bought a magnet everywhere I was at, it would be full. So I had to buy magnets based off of things that I've done. So for example, I don't think I even shared this video, the ice caves in El Morro, New Mexico. And this is the El Morro rock that I went to climb. I don't think I showed that video yet. Here is a pin I got from the Balloon Fiesta just a little bit ago. And Terry and Hector, this is your pin right here that you gave me. I turned it into a magnet. Burning Man, I might need to censor out that second word there. Coors Field, caught a Rockies game when I was in Colorado. The Grand Tetons are up there. The air museums. The bathrooms, nothing's changed. Still dirty towels and that I keep in there. I did, however, use some of the foil that, I forgot what they call it. And I cut out the holes here, so it's really just this really big skylight. And if you're not using it, the sun just comes beating down. So I put one in here and one in the other bathroom just to kind of keep the sun from beating down and just making this room ridiculously hot. The kitchen, if you saw my other video, you know, little Rhino here is still good. I got him when I was in South Africa. It's got the tag in it right here too somewhere. Born in Africa. So he's my little Rhino stuffed animal I picked up when I was in Cape Town. But design flaw here, when you open up this drawer, it bangs up against that light fixture right there. And whoa, sooner or later, it's gonna break. So I just put Mr. Rhino in here. I just put Mr. Rhino in there. So now when I open it up, he's a buffer. All good. Cabinets still have all of the stuff up there. Nothing's really changed in any of this. It's funny how some things have changed. Oh gosh, that's messy. Let's not look in there. It's funny how some things have changed over time in the 10 months that I've been living full-time in the rig, and other things have stayed exactly the same. Oh, let me show you this. This rack here was absolutely amazing. It's a drying rack I got on Amazon. It was bigger, so I had to cut it to size, but now it fits right over here, and so whenever I'm just doing dishes, you just lay these things out to dry, and you're good to go. Okay, here's something else I wanted to show. I use this area as a workstation, and I don't really eat here. What I'll normally do is I'll come over here and eat in front of the TV. Well, I needed a table tray, you know, like a TV tray. So when I was at Walmart, and I picked these up. I think these were like 15 bucks each. They were not expensive, and they matched the decor of the rig almost perfectly. The wood, the brown wood. So I got these here, and when I travel, I installed these 4 little eye hooks in here. Right here, and then 2 on the side. And so now when I travel, I just connect these 2. It holds them steadily up against this wall. They're not going anywhere. So when the slide comes in right here, it'll clear it automatically, and I've got it set up, ready to go. I've had no problem with these things just sitting here when I'm on the road, and then just setting them up just like that whenever we head out. Got the fan, cat food. Oh, so I really missed my liquor cabinet that I had at the house. I still have a small stash. I'm kind of running low in these baskets underneath here, but my little secret compartment here behind the TV, I found out that I can fit 12 bottles of wine in these cases in the back here So, you know, you go to like the grocery store and you get the buy 6 and get 10% off or something like that. So I fit 2 of these back here. I'm good to go. That's my little liquor cabinet, my little hidden wine cellar, so to speak. And then up here, just more storage stuff. Okay, let me show you what I've done up here, up in the cab. I set up my tire minder on a little sticky pad right there. It's magnetic and it's always ready to go. I've got my cell phone, where I put my phone right here. And I took the one lighter outlet that's there, got this adapter with multiple adapters in here. So I've got one for my phone, I got one for this. This big one here is feeding my GPS when I have that on. And then the smaller one is feeding my dash cam. So what I did is the dash cam, it's a front and a rear camera system, but I don't have the cable that's long enough to get all the way to the back. So I put it up on the side. So I'll be able to use it as a security camera. It's always recording. So I have my front one and my side one. And what I did with the side one is I took the unit, I ran the cables all the way up through here, all the way through here, then up all the way over. You can kind of see it right there. And then this is still temporary. I need to clean it up a little bit, but it's going down, up and through. And now I've got a camera right there. That's looking out right by the door. It's a wide angle. It's always recording. That's part of the dash cam that I can sync up to Wi-Fi, check up on my phone, and it gives me an entire exterior look of everything that's going on. Speaking of cameras, I have another one up there. It's part of the SimpliSafe monitoring program. So I have my SimpliSafe alarm. I've got sensors on all the doors. Right, I got a sensor right here. I got sensors on the 2 front doors as well. I have a glass breakage detector there. And 2 things. Right here, this is a temperature sensor. So it'll tell me if it gets too hot or too cold or too whatever in the rig. It'll send me alerts. This is a redundant system because I have another one. I have the waggle system, which is good for the pets, and that's plugged in up here. So this one's set up for the cats. So that way, if I'm ever gone from the rig, I can check the temperatures on a few different settings in a few different locations. Oh, but that's not all. This hall sensor here, this one here, I have another one. Let me show you where that one is. So really, this is a freeze sensor. It's a temperature sensor, but I've utilized it to meet my needs. So I have this one here, it'll tell me the inside temperature. And then I also put one in the wet bay. So that other one is, where did I put it? Oh, it's right up. It's right there. And what that one's supposed to do is alert me if it starts getting cold in here where all the pipes are. Because this is an exposed pipe area. So normally I would have a heater set up in this section too. So that one will tell me the temperature of this inside bay as well. Mostly for freezing temperatures, make sure that it doesn't get too cold, or if I need to heat it up, or maybe the heater failed, that'll send me an alert too if it gets too cold. I think I have set one set for like 42 or 40 degrees or something like that, 42 degrees to let me know that it's getting cold. Back here at the cab, I've got this little, I got this on Amazon too. I don't need this extra cup holder, so this is a little table tray that I found on Amazon. I'll put my phone and just different things in here, my wallet and such, just while I'm driving. Very convenient. Up on top of the overhead bunk, I really haven't done anything with this yet. It's still mostly all the cat's play toys. Oh, okay, so I have this, it's right here. This is that sunscreen that goes over the front windows and the side windows. So it's one of those things where you can see out, but you can't see in. So, and it really does help keep the temperature down. It wasn't expensive, a couple $100 or so, and it really was it was a great buy. I just haven't put it up. Sometimes when I'm just staying one night, instead of going through the hassle of putting all that up, I'll just leave it open. But I have this blanket here. And so if I'm just somewhere one night, well, all I'll do is I'll just kind of flip this over the bunk. It's not even attached to anything. It's just kind of sitting there. And I'll just close this up. So that way it keeps the heat out of the living area. There's still a space underneath so the cats can go in and out and have their little space. And it's just a real quick, easy fix as opposed to having to put the sunshade up. Are you mad because I kicked you out of your chair? Okay. You can go back to sleep now. People have commented about the amount of cat hair on the bed, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's a losing battle. I can never even get ahead of the project. So it's not that I don't try to get ahead of it. It's just, yeah, sometimes it's a losing battle. Okay, here's something else I did too. I forgot to mention. So I added these undercarriage lights so that way they glow at night, which is really, really cool. It was just this cheap little rope light, and it's broken. So what I did beforehand is I found this power connector right up here over by my power reel, and I ran the cable up, down, and through and underneath, and I connected it there. But then just over time, it just didn't hold. I needed a different thing, so I bought a new one, a better one. So I bought this rope, and this is a much more heavy-duty, double-sided rope light that I'm going to attach underneath. I'm going to take out the old one. I'm going to put this one in. Okay, so back here underneath the rig, you can see this is the old light that just went straight down the side here. And it just is not, it just broke. It's just this old cheap little light. So I'm going to take this off and replace it with the new one. Okay, this is where the old power cable came in. All right, got that done. Okay, new light. Okay, I threaded the power line to here, connected it there, and just turned it on. And look at that light. Look at it glow even in the daytime. Oh yeah. So you can see how on one side it's a little thinner, and then over here it's a lot more bold. So I want this side here. All right, got the lights all installed all the way down. So now all we're gonna wait for is nighttime. See if these are as bright as the other ones. Well, that's the rig at night with the red lights on. It looks good. I think what I need to do though is add it to the back. So this is just in between the two front wheels. I think I need to add it to the tail swing area in the back. Okay, well, thanks for tuning into this video. I hope you learned something. If you did get some value out of it, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help grow the channel. We were doing some analytics a little while ago, and we realized that over 80% of our audience are not subscribers, which means they come in, they come out, but we really are trying to help grow that. And one of the things about YouTube, when they see videos that get a lot of likes and comments, then it puts it out to more people. I think a lot of this information that I put in this video, especially about the TPMS, is very, very vital for not just new RVers, but for all RVers. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below, because the more engagement we can have in this video, then the more we can get this information out to other people. So thank you again for watching. Oh, before I go, the next video, I'm actually dealing with this right now, but let me kind of give you a little teaser on what's going on. When I got to my destination right now, I went to go and unhook, but this is my little tow bar thing here on high flat tow. You notice how it's bent? So I'm dealing with this issue right now. If you have any thoughts about how this may have happened, and it's not coming out. So if you have any comments or questions or thoughts or suggestions on how to be able to get this out or what may have happened, I'm all ears. So drop those in the comments below as well. So again, thanks for watching Claim the Vision, and I will see you in that next video.